This story is about a man named Jason Derek Brown. He was living a normal life in the United States. In 2004, a man was shot and killed outside his workplace. The killer took cash and ran. Police say Jason Derek Brown did it. He vanished the same day. He has never been caught. He is still missing. A security guard was doing his job. His name was Paul Fox. He worked for an armored car company. His role was to collect cash from businesses. That morning, he arrived at a movie theater in Arizona. This was a routine stop. It was part of his normal workday. As he handled the cash, someone walked up behind him. There was no argument. There was no warning. One shot was fired. Paul Fox collapsed. He died at the scene. The attacker picked up a money bag. Then the attacker ran. No struggle was reported. No chase followed. It was over in moments. Police arrived quickly. The area was secured. Officers began to take control of the scene. Witnesses were separated. They were asked what they saw. Several people mentioned a man nearby. They talked about his clothes. They talked about his build. No one could give a clear face. No one could point to a name. Officers searched the area. They looked for a weapon. None was found. No suspect was stopped that day. No arrest was made. By the end of the response, the scene was quiet again. The case was now open. Paul Fox was a husband. He was a father. He worked security jobs for steady pay. He took shifts that kept things stable at home. This was a normal shift. One he had done before. Nothing about that morning stood out. There were no warnings. No signs of danger. He went to work expecting a routine day. He never had a chance to defend himself. Police focused on the cash. The amount taken was over $50,000. That detail mattered. The theft did not look rushed. It did not look careless. The timing was exact. The shooter arrived at the right moment. That suggested planning. It suggested preparation. The attacker knew the schedule. He knew when the pickup would happen. He knew where Paul Fox would be standing. This was not random. From that point on, the story narrowed. Investigators began looking closer at people nearby. One name stood out. Jason Derek Brown. Jason Derek Brown lived close to the area. Close enough to know the routine. He was having money problems. Bills were piling up. At the same time, he had expensive habits. He liked things that cost more than he could afford. He talked about quick profits. He talked about fast money. Police learned he owned a gun. They also learned he fit the general description. None of this proved anything by itself. But taken together, suspicion began to form. On the day of the killing, Jason Derek Brown was seen in the area. That detail stood out. Later that day, he left suddenly. He missed planned appointments. People who expected to hear from him did not. Calls went unanswered. Messages were not returned. He withdrew money. Then he packed his things. By the end of the day, he was gone. No note was left behind. No explanation followed. Investigators began to line things up. A gun linked to Jason Derek Brown matched the caliber used in the shooting. Witnesses also described a vehicle. That vehicle was linked to him. Police looked at his finances. His lifestyle did not match his income. He spent more than he appeared to earn. Then there was his behavior. It changed overnight. Contacts stopped. Plans were dropped. Taken together, police believed the case was strong. But belief was not enough. There was still no arrest. Police searched his home. Rooms were opened. Drawers were checked. They moved on to storage units. Boxes were searched. Nothing stopped the case from moving forward. Airports were alerted. Passenger lists were checked. Borders were watched. Tips were followed. But Jason Derek Brown was already gone. He did not surface. He did not call anyone. He stayed gone. Months turned into years. The case did not stop, but it did slow. Leads came in. Phone calls. Emails. Tips from the public. Most of them went nowhere. Sightings were reported. Different cities. Different states. None were confirmed. Each time, the trail faded again. On paper, Jason Derek Brown grew older. In real life, no one could say where he was. The case cooled. But it did not close. The case moved to a federal level. Federal Bureau of Investigation added Jason Derek Brown to the most wanted list. A large reward was offered. The message was clear. His face went global. Posters, websites, age-progressed images. Still, there was no arrest. There was no confirmed location. No verified sighting. The absence itself became the story. The mystery deepened, not through new evidence, but through silence. So the question becomes simple. How does someone disappear like this? He may have had help. Someone willing to stay quiet. He may be using fake names. Documents that do not lead back to him. He may be living quietly. No attention. No patterns. He may be blending in. Working ordinary jobs. Living an ordinary life. He may be dead. There is no proof of that. There is no proof of anything else. No answer has been confirmed. No conclusion has been forced. Paul Fox never came home. His family was left behind. They have lived with that absence. Day after day. Year after year. They are still waiting. They still want answers. Time has passed. But it has not changed that. There has been no trial. No verdict. Justice has not arrived. Police believe they know who did it. But belief is not a verdict. A jury has never heard the case. No courtroom has tested the evidence. Jason Derek Brown has never stood trial. He may be alive. He may be watching. Or he may never be found. If a man can vanish for decades after a public killing, what does that say about how justice really works? What do you think really happened?